Disney now has a majority stake in Hulu, whereas the minority owners are Disney's competition. What does that mean for Hulu?
For the short term, it doesn't mean much just because Disney's not going to be able to change anything until the deal gets approved. But in the long term, it means that for the first time really in Hulu's existence, it's got one company in control with the ability to make decisions. You know, Hulu was founded by NBC and Fox, then Disney comes in, and for most of its existence, it's kind of suffered with fights between different board members, different disagreements as to strategy. It's been on the block a couple times. It's had a bunch of CEOs. And if Disney can really settle on one strategy that it wants to execute and a leader that it believes in, whether it's current CEO Randy Freer or somebody else, that will be a positive for Hulu moving forward.
What does this deal give Disney that would position it well competitively versus Netflix?
Well, Fox's TV studio has some of the best assets, some of the best TV shows and movies in the world, whether it's The Simpsons or The X-Files, the Avatar movie franchise. All of that now goes to Disney, which itself owns some of the most valuable TV shows and movies. You'd be hard-pressed to find a company that has a better trove of intellectual property. And that's really what you need to make these streaming services work. You kind of talked about Disney taking some of those movies off of Netflix. That has forced Netflix to try to build its own studio in-house, which it's in the process of doing. It's doing so, but it takes a lot of time. Disney now has the benefit of owning two different studios and the wealth of IP that they have.
Right, and Netflix is spending billions of dollars to make this happen. I mean, this deal does put Disney into debt, but who's in a better financial position?
Right now, probably Disney, just because of how much cash all the businesses that they have throw off. For Netflix, the bet is on long-term growth. They're barely profitable worldwide, whereas Disney, for some of its recent struggles, makes far more in revenue and profits every quarter.
And curious, Lucas, for your thoughts on these Disney succession issues. I mean, now obviously it's 4 more years out, but there's talk of James Murdoch. How do you and the Iger succession questions probably won't calm down as they haven't for the last several years. What shape do you think those conversations will take over the next 4 years?
Every time this question comes up, you find people hard-pressed to believe that Bob Iger wants to leave and give up control and give up one of the best jobs in corporate America, really in the world, unless he has a clear next act. And so we've seen several times now he has extended his tenure. With this one through 2021, there will continue to be talk about it. But my guess is it'll be muted a little bit because he is here for the next 3 or 4 years, unless they were to give some inclination that James Murdoch or someone else from the Fox portfolio or someone else within Disney were next in line. If they change, if at some point in this process they name a COO or make it clear that there is a successor, that obviously changed the terms of the conversation. But until they do that, I think Iger probably bought a couple years before there's the same type of speculation that we've endured of late.